The wind cuts through the Alaskan night like a knife. Barrow, Alaska, one of the northernmost points of America, a place where the sun barely rises in winter and the cold gnaws at the bone. It is here, in this frozen silence, that two of the most powerful men in the world are about to meet. Donald J. Trump and Vladimir V. Putin. Enemies on paper, allies in whispers, and rivals in the theater of history. This is not just another summit. This is a stage where the world's future may be quietly rewritten. The official story says it's about talks on Arctic cooperation, shipping routes, trade, climate adaptation. But anyone who understands the undercurrent of global power knows better. The real agenda, the one hidden from cameras, is never typed up in neat press releases. And so, as reporters shiver outside in the biting cold, and military security tightens around the icy airfield, a question spreads like wildfire across the globe. What will be said when the doors finally close? The doors shut. The room falls into silence, save for the faint hum of the building's heating system. Two men. Two flags. One long wooden table separating them. Trump leans back in his chair, fingers steepled, trying to project control. Putin sits straight, his expression carved from stone. For a long moment, neither speaks. The silence is deliberate, a psychological duel before the first word is uttered. Finally, Trump breaks it. "Well, Vladimir," he says, his voice casual but edged with calculation, "we meet at last here in the middle of nowhere, just the two of us." Putin's eyes narrow, his reply quiet but sharp. "Not nowhere, Alaska, a land once ours, taken in a different century. Some things, Mr. Trump, are never forgotten." The words hang in the air like frost. Was it a joke, a provocation, or a subtle reminder of history's long memory? Trump smirks, as if brushing it off, but the jab has landed. The narrator interjects with context about the 1867 Alaska Purchase, Russian resentment in folklore, and the symbolic weight of Putin saying this here, in Alaska. From here, the dialogue escalates. They circle the official topics, Arctic routes, NATO, climate change, but beneath every polite phrase is a knife. Putin presses, "Your NATO fleets circle us like wolves. Why should we not respond?" Trump deflects, "NATO's expensive, I've said it before, but maybe there's a deal to be made." Deals, that is the language both men speak fluently. But in this room, every deal comes with shadows. As they trade words, their advisors shift uncomfortably in the background. Every nod, every glance is a signal. Intelligence officers on both sides take careful notes. Each line of dialogue could become leverage in negotiations, in blackmail, or in history itself. And then, a chilling moment. Putin leans forward, lowering his voice. "Donald, do you know why I agreed to come here, in your frozen corner of the world? It was not for climate talks." Trump tilts his head, intrigued. "Then what for?" Putin smiles faintly. "To see how far you're willing to go." The silence that follows is heavier than any words. Here, the script reveals layers of mystery and thriller elements. The narrator describes whispers of intelligence, leaks suggesting the summit is about more than politics. Cyber warfare agreements, secret understandings about election meddling, hacking, disinformation. Energy dominance, Arctic oil fields, routes opening due to melting ice, global control of energy flows. Personal leverage, rumors of compromat, the unspoken history between the two leaders. The narrator makes it atmospheric, dim lighting in the facility, aides exchanging nervous looks, long pauses where translators hesitate as if choosing words carefully. Moments blur between politics and psychological chess. Putin mentions files the Russians have. Trump counters with veiled references to sanctions relief. The narrator emphasizes the tension. This was no longer a conversation. This was a poker game played with the future of the world as the wager. As the hours stretch on, the meeting seems less like diplomacy and more like a duel in which every word could trigger consequences far beyond the icy walls. The narrator zooms out. The meeting ends. No official statement satisfies the press. Both leaders leave in silence. The world, left outside in the cold, is desperate for answers. But whispers begin to leak. Anonymous aides, intercepted messages, strange troop movements near borders. Something happened in that room, but what exactly, nobody can say for certain. And this is where the thriller undertone becomes strongest. The narrator paints an image. As Putin's jet disappeared into the night and Trump's motorcade thundered away, Alaska returned to silence. But it was not the same silence as before. It was heavier, as if the snow itself had absorbed secrets too dangerous to be spoken aloud. Conspiracy theories explode across media. Did Trump promise concessions? Did Putin threaten exposure? Was there an unholy pact made under the Arctic stars? The narrator closes with a haunting line. History has many secrets, but the darkest ones are written in silence. And on that frozen Alaskan night, silence spoke louder than words.